Hi, let's talk about succubus, incubus, sex dreams, and more. Basically, I'm picking this topic because a person asked, is it true that when you're having sex dreams, you're actually being messed with succubus or incubus? So, it's a great question, a great subject, and I think we should expand it because it happens to a lot of people, and some of them are not sure, they've never used drug, yet they have sort of visions or feelings, and it's just for some people it's really fun, but then life gets really worse. So, it's a huge topic. Anyway, we're probably not going to cover everything, but at least to answer the question, like the relationship of or relation of succubus and incubus and sex dreams and all that. So yeah, succubus is a female demon, incubus is a male demon. Usually it comes from the word lie beneath, and it's for sexual beneath, like sexual position, or just a position. One person is laying down and another one is on top, simple as that. So it happens a lot that the sensation, or how it would feel you're sleeping and you might be on your back, and you just wake up, or sort of you become aware something's not right, and you can have your eyes closed and you just cannot open your eyes, but you feel as if someone is touching you. You feel like the slight touch. You might feel someone kissing you. You might feel this huge arousal and pleasure, and now it's thrilling, and you're feeling tingles all over your body and every of your genitals and stuff. And now you might guys might have a boner, or all that. And usually what happens is that this incubus and succubus, they get on top of us, they cause sleep paralysis, and now some people cannot open their eyes and they cannot move. Some people have their eyes open but they cannot move, and they will see a figure, a little demon on top of them. Girls usually see the incubus, the male demon. Guys usually see the succubus, the female demon. And usually it appears as a very pretty girl, but at the same time that being can transform into this sort of demonic, really ugly, creepy looking weirdo and scare the hell out of you. So for some people, when they experience that, they have sort of huge pleasure. It's really feels like fun. It's a huge arousal. Who doesn't like having sex and stuff? Like for guys, it's really thrilling and stuff. For girls, some girls might like it too. But so for a while, it feels like really pleasurable. But then what happens is that those demons, if it is caused by the sort of succubus or incubus, you might feel really drowned in energy. You're feeling exhausted, like you've lost your life vitality, and just it's not there. And also, a lot of people will have triggers in their relationships. And so it's for me it's I'm gonna split. I want to go into the sexual dreams and the meanings and how you can tell if it's normal, okay, or is it actually being triggered by succubus incubus, and if you're being messed with. And the whole subject of incubus and succubus, we're probably not gonna cover everything, but just to talk about it. So moving to sexual dreams, are you being induced is your dream induced by succubus or incubus? Are all those what you're seeing in your dreams? Are you tuning into them and seeing what they create for you, or are you actually is it actually natural and stuff? So when you have sexual dreams, I would recommend just looking through your day and through the last week and what you've been experiencing lately, because a lot of times it is okay to dream of sex. It is okay to have sexual lucid dreams and experiences. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just normal. And at the same time, watch how it makes you feel. Do you wake up exhausted? Do you wake up and sort of feel fear, and you just feel triggered, and now you have sort of weird feelings going on, and you feel like you've been harmed, like you've been feeling really dirty? Sometimes you can have dreams where you're being raped. That is not good. Not saying it is really incubus and succubus causing that, but our dreams are affected by our reality and what we experience through the day. It's a great lighting. But anyway, so what we experience throughout the day and how we live will also affect what we dream of. For example, you might have a dream of your relative having sex with you. And some people oh my god, it's incest. I've just had my dream with my brother and we were making love, or there was something sexual in it, or you've had something with your sister or your parent, or your any kind of relatives, and that makes you oh my god, I've never been into incest. What the hell is going on? Am I what's wrong with me? And people start getting down on themselves and blaming what is it with me? What's wrong and stuff. But at the same time, look through your life. Look through what happened. If you have any of those, relatives and other things going on, all of that. I'm kind of weird about the lighting, but I'll just try to keep focusing on my message and not lighting and stuff. So anyway, if you have sexual dreams with your relatives, look through your life and analyze it. Why did that happen? Because a lot of times that kind of dream would just indicate that you want connection with them. For example, your sibling might be leaving the country, or your parent will be like, bye bye, or you're like, you just came over for a visit, you spent time with them, you had a lot of fun, and now you have to go and you'll be away for a long time and you won't see them, and you're like, I don't want to go, I don't want to leave, I just like, I wish I could stay, the whole time I wanted to leave, but now when it's time to leave, I don't want to go, and like, you have all kinds of triggers. Maybe. It's a possibility of what it might be like for you, and what happens is that you crave to be with them. You crave for the connection. You just want that to last. And you might have a dream of a sexual experience with them. And there is nothing wrong with that. You just have to sort of analyze it and say, okay, I've had this like weird dream with my relative and a sort of sexual experience. Am I bad? No. It might mean that you just want a connection with them. And in your dream it was shown like, yeah, you just want that, like, you just want to have a connection with them, not a sexual one unless you have some fetishes, but usually people are just like, hey, I just want to be with that person, I like them, I like, it makes me feel good, I'm feeling safe, it's my comfort zone. It might happen. So don't dwell on it, don't blame yourself. If you have that, just look through your life, and if you had a situation where you were probably craving to be with them, just wanted to like spend some family time, quality time with that person or your best friend, like, it's okay. It's okay to have a dream trigger, and it might feel weird, but it also, like, through the through the analyzing, you just want a connection with them, and that's okay. Some people might dream of, like, celebrities, and like, oh, I've just had a sex with celebrity, cool. And some people you might admire, some people you might not even know until you Google it, or like some people you might hate. But at the same time, again, you look through your life. Oh yeah, I'm sort of an introvert, or maybe you want to get the fame, maybe you want more attention, maybe you want to be more known, or maybe you have a lot of spotlight and you hate it. Maybe you don't want to be seen, but like, look, all these people are looking at you and they want your attention nonstop. A lot of times when people have these sort of sexual dreams with like celebrities or someone who's famous, you like it or not, it can just indicate that some people might be getting all that attention and it's too much for them. Some people might crave for the attention, might crave for, like, please notice me. I just want that person to notice me. Not necessarily celebrity. No. Celebrity might indicate that, oh, look, here it is. They have the attention, they have the sort of fame, they are known, and you might want to be known, you might want to be noticed. On a small occasion, it doesn't have to be something big. You might not want to be a YouTuber or a big star. You're just like, Mom, I just want you to know how I feel. I just want you to notice, like, what I'm doing and stuff. And sometimes you just want someone to be close to you, someone to notice you, someone to understand how you feel. And people have dreams with celebrities. And that can be indication like, oh, look, I want to be noticed, I want to be understood, I want some people to just get what I'm going through and stuff. And you have a social dream. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's okay to have those dreams. It's just like, you have to analyze of what you've been going through in your past, of what you've been experiencing, and just don't dwell on it. Don't get down on yourself. It's okay to have these sort of experiences. At the same time, it's really important to notice how you feel when you wake up. Do you feel kind of weird and creeped out? Is your heart racing? Are you feeling any weird sensations? Are you being like really drowned in energy and you don't have the sort of vitality, or you're feeling like weird, like you woke up and you're feeling dirty as hell? Like, I've literally had some, like, I went out of body and I've gone into the astral realm and I've been raped there. And I woke up feeling like really dirty, really, like I've been just messed over. And that was when the experience was not good. That's when I pay attention, like, oh, I've just been messed with. It's not good. I don't like that. And so pay attention to how you feel when you go to sleep. Are you comfortable and stuff? How you go through the night. Some people might wake up and like experience like sort of sleep paralysis or like the sort of visuals and stuff, and you might have creepy stuff. Or you just might go through the night, have an experience, wake up and like, oh wow, I just had a sex dream. And you're good. You don't have any of those weird sensations. You're just like, you just had a sort of sex dream. It's okay to have that. People have sex in the earth. People have sex in other realms. It's okay to dream of sex as well. It's important to notice that when you wake up, you might feel messed over. You might feel dirty. You might feel like, really crappy and really exhausted. Or like, just like, it gets weird. Sometimes you might feel okay. You might feel like, oh yeah, like, everything's fine. But then you interact in life and you meet your like your partner, your spouse, your significant other, someone you love, someone you care for, and all of a sudden, when you used to have a really nice relationship, when everything was going perfectly, when everything was going your way and you have a great connection, and now smallest things start triggering each other. And you start having fights and you start arguing every single day about nothing. You might be like, okay, yeah, I didn't take out the trash. And the partner, the significant other, they don't care, like, oh yeah, okay, we'll take it out later. Can you do it? Like, sure. And it might happen a lot of times where like people are okay, and at some point you might get a trigger where, oh yeah, I didn't take out the trash. But now the reaction is not normal anymore, and your significant other, your partner, your someone you're related to, is like right now gets really crazy. Like, why the hell did you not take out the trash? I've told you many times, blah 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 blah. And they will get really mad. They will get really crazy. They will get all over the top, like over emotional and stuff. And that's when you also need to pay attention. You might wake up and feel great. You might like, yeah, I've had this like really nice experience and stuff, and you're happy. But then notice how relationships around you work. Notice how you feel in life when you talk to people and you have your significant other and they go to work or something. And you have all these relations. It doesn't have to be your lover. It can be your best friend. But then all of a sudden you start feeling jealous. All of a sudden you're like, hey, why is he talking to that girl? Why is she talking to him? And you have all of these reactions. You start getting jealous, you start getting anxious, you start getting like over paranoid. Now you start getting worried, like, what if they go to work and they start flirting? What if they go out and they will meet someone better than me? What if he's gonna cheat on me? What if she's gonna cheat on me? And you have all these like weird thoughts, and it's driving you crazy. And in reality, quite likely nothing is happening. In reality, the other person is okay. They love you. She or he loves you. It's you're the only person for them. But you get creeped out and you have all these sensations and worries and concerns and like, oh my god, what if, and tons of what ifs. That's when you pay attention, because sometimes incubus or succubus will not mess with you in a physical like form, and you might feel okay. They might not drain you out, but the sexual energy is something they're really thriving on. And if they can harass your loosh, like just get your loosh and get your sexual energy just from messing with you during the night, perfect. But also, something works better than sexual energy is also when they trigger true love. If you love someone, if you care about them, and if you have a great relationship, you might have a conversation, but what happens is that they will try to trigger people. There's sometimes like love triangles. You love that girl, and there's some other girl and now you start having a thing. Like, oh, I love her, but she's kind of cute, and then you have a thing, and your relationship kind of gets ruined. Sometimes people have love triangles a lot, and that might mess you over. And of course it would. Of course it would. It's normal. And a lot of people like want to have the like monogamous life, like monogamy, I think is the word, where they have only one partner in life, and it's okay to feel that. It's also a thing where people just want like, hey, I love you, but I also want to have fun with other lots of people, and they have open relationships and stuff. So a lot of times these sort of incubus succubus will mess with people, and they might mess with your emotions. They might mess with other people's emotions. So that's when you watch, is it natural? Is the reaction natural, or is it a new pattern? Is it a new kind of sensation? Why are we having all these conflicts we've never had before? You might have a normal relationship, like, a person comes over from work and like, hey, can you take out the trash? Can you take out, like, can you put the, food in the, fridge and stuff? And you might say, yeah, sure. Or you're like, now later, or you don't do it. But then when arguments happen, notice if it's a normal argument, if it's your usual thing, or is it kind of over the top? Like you haven't been having arguments or any kind of things going on lately, but all of a sudden, trigger after trigger, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Incubus and succubus a lot of times will mess with people's emotions. They will try to do everything they can to trigger us in our lives, cause jealousy, anxiety, make us overreact. They will do everything they can to mess up relationships because they really get off on that. Your loosh, the loosh that you create from the negative energy with other people, if you love someone, if you care for them and about them, and if you have a great relationship, and all of a sudden you start getting these sort of triggers, these sort of patterns, you might ask a question, and the person might overreact on that. Like, hey, what are you looking at? You might be walking the shop together, and you're like, what are you looking at? And you might just ask it because why not? Or you might, like, you start getting sense, like, he's not looking at me, she's not looking at me, like, you start getting triggered and stuff, and you get over emotional yourself or the people around you. You don't necessarily have to be the one reacting over the top, but incubus and succubus can mess with you and also make other people overreact, which is why you have to you have to make sure that the way you react is normal, and what you're going through is not your case and you're not being triggered. Watch if there are any patterns in life. Watch if there's, like, is it a normal? Do we have that going on all the time? Or is it something new? Is it kind of like over the top? Is it like, being triggered and stuff? That happens a lot. So these incubus and succubus, these like demons, they love harassing our sexual energy, and they'll do everything they can to just like mess with us. And a lot of times people can like just be in bed and have these sort of just great emotional sensations. Like, it feels fun at the time when you're experiencing, like, hey, it's fun, like, I'm having an orgasm, woo, like, people might go crazy on that, and they love the sensation, but they wake up feeling really exhausted. They wake up feeling weird, and like, fuck, I was great, but I'm feeling like shit right now. And that might trigger you. That might like really mess you up. And also, you might wake up really feeling great, but your relationship starts like really getting bad. So pay attention to your relationships, pay attention to your surroundings, and it's okay to have sexual dreams as long as they do not trigger you. It's okay to have sexual dreams as long as you wake up feeling great and like having fun, like, oh yeah, that was a nice experience. And some people, they go to a party, they have astral projections, and they go out and have sex. This is their kind of fun. Some people want to explore, some people want to go and fight, some people want to learn something, some people just want to go and have fun and have sex. It's okay to have those experiences. And every person choose what's important to them and what they want to focus on. Like, I cannot blame someone who wants to go out of body and have sex all the time. It's their choice. Who am I to tell them how to live? My interest is going out and doing this. My interest is talking about oobies and making these kind of videos instead of talking about fashion and stuff. It's just my interest. If you like talking about something else, great. So I am no one to tell people how to live or how to react and stuff, but it's really important to pay attention of what it feels like after you wake up and during the day. Like, make sure you're noticing your surroundings, because you might have sexual dreams and it's okay. Like, oh, you've had fun, fine, just leave it at that. Don't dwell on it. Enjoy the experience and let it go. And write your dreams, write them down, because sometimes you can like notice a pattern. Sometimes maybe you're having a lot of sexual dreams, and maybe you're like, oh, what's going on every night now? Woo, that's fun, but really? And people kind of get weirded out. So make sure that you're keeping your dream journal. Notice how often it happens, and go through your life. Analyze it. Is it something normal and it's okay? Maybe you're going through something in life and you need that connection. You want someone to notice you. You want that like sort of closeness and stuff, and that's really, really what you're craving for. And just because you're not getting in life, and it doesn't have to be like intimate. You might want that connection emotionally. You might like want someone to hug you and like tell you you're fine. It's okay to be this way. It's okay. You're not alone. And you just might need connection, and you might need someone to be close to you and just support you. And we might have sexual dreams longing for that connection. It doesn't have to be intimate and sexual, but we look that it's a connection after all. So you go through life and you have these dreams where you have sex and stuff. Look through your life. Do you long connection? Do you long for someone supporting you, being there for you, saying it's okay, everything's gonna be alright, I'm here for you? If you're longing for that connection, if you long for someone supporting you and stuff, it's okay. It's a dream indicating you of what you need to do, and it's important to write those dreams down and be able to look back to your life and what you've been going throughout lately, the last week, the last month, and what you've been craving for, what you need in life. And this is when you can look at these dreams and just reflect on it and see if the dream is giving you some messages of what you need. Because subconsciously, we get all the information when we go out, and all of these dreams, it's not just fake, oh yeah, I'm just imagining stuff, I've just had a bad day and stuff. No, you can literally analyze dreams and get messages of what you need and like what you're craving for. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to look at it and analyze it, you might get some really good information, and it's going to be like a guidebook. It's, oh yeah, okay, I just had a sex dream, but I've been looking through my life, and my brother just left. Maybe I just like lost someone I love. Maybe I just want someone to hug me and tell me like it's gonna be okay. You're not alone. You might have all these sensations, these like these needs and stuff. And the sexual dream is just a indication like, hey, look, your life's been going this way. You just need someone there for you, and this dream kind of shows so that maybe it wasn't clear before, and here it is. Look, so that's kind of like just pushing you the message of what you need to know, and it's important, like to be able to analyze it. Now, if you wake up after feeling like really crazy, it's been like really rough, you're feeling dirty and stuff. Yeah, that's when you can like tell like, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't just life trying to tell me something. I've been messed with, I've been targeted, I've been like, harassed and stuff. What do you need to do? There are ways to deal with these, like succubus and incubus, but it doesn't mean that every sexual dream you have is induced by the incubus or succubus. No, it's okay. You can have sexual dreams a lot, and life, and you just might be getting messages from life and like what you need in your current state. Or, if it gets worse and like it's kind of over the top and or overwhelming, just watch it. Watch your relationships, watch what happens, and just take it as a message. Like, okay, I've just had a dream of like being raped. What's been going on in your life lately? It doesn't mean that if you have a rape dream is like it's necessarily incubus or succubus, but depending on how you feel, like look back to your life, what's happening, what do you need? Are you did someone just literally just stepped into your space and sort of harmed you or messed with you and did damage to your feeling state and stuff? That could be that. Like it's just like it's important to be able to look through your life and just analyze what happened, because sometimes we feel we're so much into right now that we're not seeing the bigger picture. You might feel like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I cannot find it. And you've been wearing glasses all the time. Like, where's my glasses? Oh, look. Yeah. Or like, you might have, I'm just gonna take it out. Why not? You're going, hey, where's the controller? Where's the controller? I cannot find it. Oh, look. There it is. And, you might have this sort of experience. And that happens to a lot of people. So, same thing in life. You might be focused on like right now, I've just had this sort of weird sex dream or rape or something. What the hell? Look at the bigger picture. Be able to look back in life and analyze what happened, and also make sure to be aware of your current state and what's happening like right now. Because being messed in relationships, feeling like anxious, jealous, exhausted and stuff, these would be the signs that you've been messed with. And when it comes to succubus and incubus, they're feeding off on that. They love messing with people and just harvesting that sort of loosh energy, the sexual energy. They love it. And if they can mess with your relationships in any kind of way, they will do that because it's just their nature. They will love to attack you in any kind of way, attack you or people around you. They might feel like, oh yeah, okay, that person's not going to react, but we can target this spouse, we can target this friend, we can target this and that person that they're close to, just because the more they can trigger the people around us, the more they can trigger us. Because we might be strong, like, yeah, I'm strong, like, no one can harm me. They know that, you know that, but when it comes to people you love, you get kind of like, oh, and they can mess with you. They can mess with you because you care about them, you love them, you don't want them to suffer, you want them to do good in life, and there they are, overreacting, being afraid, being worried, over the top, and you're just like, hey, is everything's gonna be okay? And like, no, it's not gonna be okay, how the fuck? And they don't understand and stuff. So people around you might not see the clear picture, but remember, entities like succubus and incubus, they don't necessarily have to do with the sexual energy. They can also mess with relationships. They can induce thoughts. They can induce, people might be narcissistic and all of these things. It doesn't mean it's the person's nature. Some entities can literally channel that, channel these thoughts, channel these sort of personalities, and you might be doing in life like great. People around you might be doing great, but these sort of incubus and succubus, they can literally do the channeling, and you'll start receiving the sort of energy or thoughts, or the people around you will start receiving those energy or thoughts, different personalities, and in your eyes they turn into something different, completely like weird and like something you're not used to. That's when you start keep paying attention, because you might be being messed with, and your thoughts, your feeling states. You might be getting these sort of cravings, like what the hell's going on, or you might feel like you've been great, you've had your lover for a long time, and all of a sudden you're getting these cravings for other people. Like, yeah, I love her, I love him, but I just want to go with that guy, I just want to go with this like girl and stuff. And you might get these sort of cravings. Watch for that, because a lot of times it is not you necessarily craving for that. It is the incubus and succubus trying to trigger you. They're baiting you, they're fishing. They've dropped the bait. Oh yeah, look, this nice girl, this nice guy, and they're fishing. They're literally like waiting for you to just get the bait, and that's when they pull on you. So you might have a lover, you might have a great relationship, and sometimes you're the one trying to be like baited, and they're trying to mess with you in life. They will set up situations to where people will be more triggered, people will be more reactive. You will have some kind of sensations or urges or wants or needs, like, oh, you just haven't had sex for a while and you really want sex right now. And here it is. How convenient. This person wants to have sex with you, and your significant other might not find out. So, perfect chance to just fool around, have some fun. But keep attention and like keep in mind that there might be succubus and incubus baiting it. They're trying to create this like situation where they can set you up. It's not just like some like short-term fun and like it's gonna be fine. And it is a lot of times will try to set us up in lots of ways, us and other people. They literally affect our thoughts and feeling states. They literally channel personalities and different sensations, and they will literally set up situations where you fall into the trap. Oh look, something's fun. It's no one's gonna find out. Looks like why not? It's just a perfect chance. And it was a setup, and all of a sudden you start having sex with this like person, and your lover walks in. Like what the hell? Like what? What are the chances? Murphy's law, and you get mad in life, but you are not noticing that you're being messed with entities. They set you up. They're targeting you all the time because that's what they feed on. If they can create a free like love triangles and mess with people and then mess with their relationships, they get off on that. They're feeding off from you, and you might have like sort of like feel great after having some sex dreams. But if you're not noticing what's going on in your life, if you're not paying attention to all of these details, you're being played all the time, which is important to not just analyze your dreams, but analyze your life. Pay attention to what's going on and make sure you're not being messed with in these ways. Sometimes you can be the target. Sometimes they know that they cannot harm you that easily, which is why they will try to target everyone around you. And might look like, oh, you're just overreacting. Try to pay attention to how people react. Remember how they were in past, how they were in past. Like, you don't take out the trash and they don't get mad at you. And this time you didn't take out the trash, but they get so crazy and like pissed at you and stuff. Be able to handle it. Be able to like sort of take it in, but don't like make it a big thing. Oh yeah, I didn't take out the trash. I'm sorry. And just go and do it. Sometimes you have to play by the rules. It doesn't mean like become the victim and let them rule you and let them control you. No, but keep attention and know their buttons. Are they being messed with and are they affected and they're just trying to use this sort of you didn't take out the trash as a thing to mess up your relationship? And how will you handle it? Will you start having an argument and making it worse for both of you and also feeding off like feeding these like succubus and incubus? Or will you be like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna become like less of myself and allow other people. I'm just gonna fix the situation. I'm gonna take out the trash. I'm gonna say I'm sorry and I love you and yeah, I'm sorry. Like it's okay. Like no worries. And you just try to like take out like pour some water into this gas and like fire and just make things better. Because if you start having an argument, like oh, fuck you, you take out the trash. I've been doing that my whole life, and like you start getting like pissed and stuff. You've never had an argument, but this time here it is. The person comes, you have like an argument and stuff, and if you start fighting back, it's just pouring gasoline into the fire. You are just making it bigger and worse, and it's up to you of how you're gonna handle it. So keep in mind of what the person is like. Make sure you're paying attention to their personality, to their needs and stuff. This is where like Tony Robbins, like for me, came in handy really a lot by like learning 6 basic human needs: certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection and love, self-betterment, and also contribution. So basically, every person needs safety in their life. They need to make sure that they're safe, their surrounding is good for them. It's a survival mechanism. You just want to survive. It's where you get your dopamine from. So if in your surroundings you need your trash to be taken out or you need to control the other person, it's all for the safety. Being in control is to feel safe, because that's when you can like be assured that oh, you're the one making like taking the lead into your own hands. You're the one controlling the situation. If you want to be the lead role in your like relationships or life, you need that kind of like safety, and that's where control comes in. So the person like telling to you like oh, you're not doing this and that, or like you're cheating on me, or like maybe you're cheating. It's just for you, up to you how you live your life. But sometimes people will just have like worries and like these fears, like oh, are you cheating on me? Are you looking at other girls, or like are you looking at other boys? Like I'm not feeling safe. You have to read between the lines and just know their needs. Is that person feeling like they need more certainty and assurance in their life? And can you provide it by saying, "Oh no, honey, you're the one I love." And you can provide it by saying a simple phrase. You can pour the water into the fire and take it out completely just by being aware of their needs. Certainty is when you need safety in your life. Uncertainty is when you need more variety in your life. You might be so sick of your routine, same old stuff again and again and again, and people like, I just hate being at home every single day. I need something new. And that's where people are looking for adventures. That's where people go and cheat on others, because you might not have enough fun in your sexual life. You might not have enough fun in your intimate relationships. You might not have, like, hey, we're having sex in same position every single time. Can we change it up? People are afraid to communicate about it. People are afraid, like, look, I would like to try this new position. I would like to try and see if this would be fun. You don't have to, like, if you don't like it, we don't have to do it, but let's at least try it. People are afraid to have these communications and talks to each other just by saying, look, you're holding my dick kind of too hard. Could you please, like, be softer? Like, just you people should, like, be aware of each other's needs, your own needs as a person, and your partner, if when it comes to love life. And so I believe it's a huge thing. Just communication is a key. Communication is the key, and people need to learn how to talk to each other. Because sometimes you're like, you're not being safe. You're driving recklessly. It's just like, hey, I love you. Please be safe. But we get, like, instead of saying that, we're like, you're driving like crazy. You're not taking out the trash. You're not doing this. And they're not saying, like, hey, I love you. I love when you please me. I love when you take care of me. I love when you make me feel safe. It's what they want to say. It's their real message, but they don't know how to express it, so they get mad and they get all over the top. Like, hey, you never write back to me in time. Like, where's your attention going? Are you chatting with someone else? And they get so crazy about it. But they are insecure. They just need, like, to know, like, what happens? I'm worried about you. Why are you not writing back? I love you a lot, and, like, I'm afraid when you don't write back to me. And all it takes is, like, hey, look, I was busy, and you just can't explain what happened, and you just assure that you love them and stuff. But it's easy to notice it when you start paying attention. When you start paying attention to other people's needs, your needs as well, knowing what you need in life, what rules your life, what makes you feel better. If you can do it for yourself and the people around you, everything's gonna go fine. And that's where incubus and succubus and other entities will try to come over and mess with you. They can trigger the emotions, they can trigger the feelings, they can literally do the channeling. And you might be fine, you might be doing perfectly. But they can channel information through us, and now we're feeling like, oh, all of a sudden you get anxious, and all of a sudden you get, like, sort of fearful or rageful, or some, like, you just want to fight and, like, do something. It's not you. It might be, but a lot of times you have sort of information channeled, and now they take you over and they mess with you. So coming back to 6 basic human needs. Certainties, wanting to have security and safety in your life. Uncertainties, like just needing more variety and, like, stop the old same routine. You might be going through work through the same road all the freaking time, and you will take a new road, and that's gonna make you, like, more, like, adventurous. So that's, like, important. I also talk about, like, significance. This is the first basic human need. It's basically when you want and need to be important and, like, be, like, more aware and be more assured and stuff. So when people start giving you compliments like, oh, look, you're such a handsome guy, you're such a wonderful girl, I love the way you talk and stuff. When they tell us that, we feel like we're important, we've taken the big role, we're being noticed, we're being acknowledged, and we love that. Some people will start, like, putting on different clothes, putting on different makeup, like having all kinds of piercings in their like, body and stuff. They want to be noticed. Every person wants to feel significant. Every person. And so we're gonna try to stand out from the crowd. We're gonna try to stand out and be different in some sort of way. By our looks, by our character, by our, like, lifestyle and stuff. We're gonna try to do something different. Which is important for you to notice, like, when you want it yourself and when you need to feel significant. And for some people, it's just a few words. Some people just want to be acknowledged and, like, hey, you did a great job. Thank you. Well done. Like, you just need acknowledgement, just of one phrase. Just one phrase to be noticed. Because sometimes you've been putting work and the other person gets the credit, you get pissed off just because you are feeling insignificant. Which is why it's important to know how to please yourself and what to do in your life to make it better for yourself. But also, some people around you might not be aware of it. And if you can be the one to fix it, if you can be the one, like, hey, you did great. You look wonderful today. And you are able to just say one phrase, that phrase can change their life. It's really meaningful. So for some people, simple, you're going through, You're walking through the street and you notice a person like, hi, you're wonderful today. They might have been in depression. They might have been like having a really rough day. Everything's been like really messed up, and they've been thinking about suicide. And you randomly say like, you're beautiful, and they're like, what? And that alone changes their life. One little phrase, one little compliment, and all of a sudden you're the stranger that they cannot get out of their mind because you were the only one that noticed them. And you've made them feel significant. And when their life was really rough and really hard, you were the one randomly saying the phrase to them, but all of a sudden it's a game changer. And it like lets them stay here another day, lets them find, gives them power, and everyone needs to feel significant. So that's another role. So some people like women, for example, will try to stand out by their looks. So they want to like oh, they're gonna like cut their hair, or, like do the makeup, or just try to change their looks. And in a relationship, usually they want to be noticed. Like, look, hey, I have new nails. And so a husband or like a partner comes back from work, and just gonna have a beer or something, and they talk, and they've been having a conversation, and the woman's like, oh, she has a new haircut, but her husband didn't notice, and she's getting mad, and all of a sudden she bursts out with like, hey, you never notice when I change, and blah blah blah. But it's all because she wants to feel significant. It's all because she wants to be noticed. It's all because those little details is what we need to pay attention to. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a victim and like don't think of anything for yourself and just give it all to others. No. Make sure that you can do everything to help yourself. Be selfish and take care of yourself first, and then give out to others. And this is the way I think. It doesn't mean that I'm the right one and I know it all. No. I know that I have to have something for myself to be able to give. Because if I'm giving, and never getting anything back, it doesn't mean other people have to give back to me. I need to give back to myself. I need to love myself. I need to please myself. I need to know what makes me certain and sure. Because if my life is messed up and I keep helping other people but not myself, I'm gonna mess myself over. And I'm gonna move to depression and suicide and other things. So I have to make sure to stop everything and give some personal time for myself. I need to work on myself. I need to read books. I need to allow myself to relax. I need to allow myself to do certain things to please my basic human needs. And when that is met, then I can start giving others. At least a little bit. And that's just me. So anyway, moving back to six basic human needs. Certainty, uncertainty, significance, and now connection and love. It's pretty usual. Every person, we've been living in groups from the beginning of time, like here on Earth. We always know that people gather in tribes, people live in cities, people live together. One by one, like solo, yeah, there are those pilgrims, there are those people who like wander off to the mountain and live by themselves, but it's just one single numbers. A lot of people need groups. A lot of people need connection. A lot of people need to talk to someone. We've always been living in groups from the beginning of time. We've been hunting together to like take out this like huge animals and stuff. We need to live as a tribe. Which is why people crave for communication. People crave for meeting up with someone, for talking to each other, for just like, you don't have to have an intimate connection. That's where love comes in, and loving someone and having all these great feelings to be able to expand your emotions and make it even bigger, but also intimate connection that helps. But just having a connection, just being able to have a conversation, being able to let your heart out and just like talk it out, a lot of people need that. Because you've been having a rough time and no one's there to listen to you, and you hold it all in for yourself. You have no one to talk to, and just it gets harder and harder and harder, and you're carrying a lot of weight, and you start getting like dimmer, and people look at you like, that person is kind of like weird, I don't like him. But you have a kind heart, but you've never had anyone to talk to. No one was ever listening to you truly, without judging, without talking to you, without like literally sitting down and just listening to what you have to say. No judgment, no commenting back, just listening to you. And people need that. So having someone in your life that you can talk to, having someone in your life that you can touch and feel the connection. It doesn't necessarily, for connection, it doesn't have to be people. If you have a dog, if you have a cat can walk away. Cat's more of a solo animal, but dogs, they're more of a people, friendlier, but it depends from a cat and animal and the connection you have. But people can have a good connection with animals, and if you're an animal lover, go for that. But we also need not just connection, but we also need love. And animals can provide us love, but not to the same level as a person. No matter how much you love your animal, you cannot have the same connection as with the person. Because you might have the best thing in your life, like, I've just got a new job, I just want 1 million. And you want to share it with someone, and you want someone to acknowledge you and be happy with you and just expand the emotion. And that's where the love comes in. Because when you share it with the person you love, you are expanding the emotion, you're making it bigger. And I've won a game. Yes, I've just got a promotion. I've just like won 1 million. I've just did this and this. No matter how big or small your win might be, you want to share it with someone you care for and about, someone you love, because the person will be happy with you and for you, and the emotion will expand. It's gonna be even better and bigger. And now two of you are celebrating. So the first person that comes to your mind that you want to share is the person that's gonna like help you grow and expand. If it's your spouse, significant others, your best friend, it's gonna be the person that you have the love and like the connection is gonna be like really big. But yay, I won 1 million. Listen, puppy, like you're just rubbing his face. Yeah, I love 1 million and it's everything great. But puppy's like wagging his tail like and that's all you get. You don't get like, yay, well done. You don't get a hug and kisses. Of course, dogs can lick you and stuff, but there's a difference. And some people, you might be an animal lover, and that's great. It's great for you, and I'm happy for you. But also, some people will not get the same reaction. Some people will need someone to celebrate it with. Like, okay, yeah, and two people can celebrate and have much bigger emotion than a person and a dog or any kind of animal. So keeping that in mind, it's really important to be aware of it ourselves when we need it and when people around us need it. So there's that. There's also like self-betterment and just basically growth. We need to grow. If a business stands in one place and doesn't move and doesn't make money, it's gonna be messed up. They're gonna bankrupt. If the mall keeps making the same amount of money and never more, they're gonna be in the same place and they're gonna get worse. If a person stands in the same place, like you just learn how to walk but not how to run, you're gonna be messed up. If you've learned like first grade but you've never learned more, you're not gonna move much in life. So we always need to learn. We always need to grow, because without growth, people will perish. As like Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and all these great teachers keep saying. But I've noticed it worked for myself, and I know that for me, I really need that. I need this sort of growth. I need to read more books. I need to find out more information. I need to like work on my body. I need to like every day do something new, do something better, work on myself in lots of different ways. And growth can be in all kinds of ways. Growth can be you've just learned a new technique. Growth can be you've just like learned how to play this game better. You've just learned a new way to like sew things, or like how to paint your nails. It can be any kind of way, but people need to grow, because if we keep standing in one place in life not doing anything, it's gonna be pretty bad. People staying in the same place, they're gonna get depressed. They want to go to the suicidal and stuff, and it messes them up. So we always need to move forward, no matter how much, no matter how little, no matter in what kind of way, but we always need to move forward to have a better relationship, to have a better life, to have a better career, to make more money, to be better ourselves, to learn new recipes and stuff, any kind of way, but we need to move forward. And without that, it's gonna get messed up. So when you talk to people you love and you have a relationship with, and they just wanna have a better relationship with you, they wanna grow together, they wanna have better work and stuff, can you do something to help them grow? Can you encourage them? Can you give them their private time so that they could do their thing? Or you're like, no, I need all of your attention. Come here and be with me because I'm the one. So you are making yourself significant when they need the growth, when they need at least 30 minutes away from you, at least an hour away from you, at least an hour to go and do their thing so that they could grow. And if we learn how to please them just by giving them time, giving them attention, you don't have to give them like, hey, look, here's the money, now you can grow. No. Some people just need the time to study, time to do something, and activities. It's important. So just paying attention to what you need, what makes you grow, what makes people around you grow, and if you can do something to help yourself in growth or help others in growth. And also the biggest one is contribution. Contributing is always like giving is receiving, and giving is making you feel better, because when you give, no matter how much or big it can just be your attention, just being there for someone, just listening to them, just talking to them, just helping them to talk it out and stuff. You are contributing. It is your huge contribution. You don't have to give away money. If you are feeling, oh, I'm poor, I have nothing. No, you have your time. You have your attention. You can go and listen to someone. You can talk to someone. And you can contribute in tons of ways. And the more we can give, the better we feel about ourselves. Because oh yeah, I'm poor, I have nothing to give. But all of a sudden you were just there for a person. You were listening to them, and the person really needed to talk it out. They just had so much on their shoulders, and they found you safe to talk to, they talked it out, and just by being there, just by listening, you've made their life so much better because they let it out, and all of a sudden things fall into place for that person, and that was your huge contribution. You don't need much, but you can give something, and by that, when we see our people, we can do something to make feel others better, we feel better about ourselves. And you don't have to contribute to humans alone. Look, animals, they need help. Look, nature needs help. Life, and then any kind of way. If you can contribute in any kind of way, you'll feel much better about yourself, and that helps. So for me, basically knowing these 6 basic human needs helped me a lot because in my life, once I started noticing what I myself need, I was able to please myself. And I might be a person who's insecure. I might be a person who really needs a sort of safe environment. Like I'm afraid of publics. I'm afraid of being in camera. I'm camera shy and stuff. And there are like tons of things that can happen in my life. But if I'm able to stop everything and just take my time to please myself, find take my time to create a place where I can be alone by myself and I can feel safe and stuff, it's awesome. It's the certainty. And there are tons of ways to do it, but it's really important to know what you need and what people around you need. So coming back to our big subject of these entities like succubus and incubus, sex dreams and stuff, um, be sure that you can go through your life and analyze of what you've been going through, because sometimes you will get the messages through the dreams and it will tell you what you need. Also, you might be messed up in your relationships and stuff. Notice if it was happening before you started having these sort of experiences with incubus or succubus, or was always there, or it happened after and now your relationships are getting really messed, and what do you need to do. And I've been sharing sort of 6 basic human needs because it's a big thing when you need to control a situation. You cannot control other people, you cannot control your surroundings or anything, but you can control yourself. And one of the best ways to win the argument and stuff is to be the owner of your own emotions and control yourself. Because some people might get really mad at you and start going down how bad it is and stuff. And all you need to do is to be there, to listen, to accept, acknowledge. Don't take it to yourself. Don't take it don't dwell on it. They might be mad at you. They might be but they're not mad at you for real. It's just a momentary madness. It's just a momentary anxiety and fear and concern, and they need to express it. But how you take it, how you receive it is a big thing. Can you take their emotion and be okay with it and let them talk it out and be sort of supportive, okay, yeah, it's been hard, I'm sorry that I didn't do this. All it takes is a few words to literally take off the fire. To take out the fire and the control station, because if you can control yourself, everything else falls in place. Because if you do not fall into their traps of causing an argument or really firing back and stuff, sometimes they trigger us, sometimes they piss us off, sometimes we have these reactions, and all it takes is for you to say something meaning, say something to make yourself feel right, but at the same time it's gonna be pouring gasoline into the fire and making things worse, and all of a sudden you have a week of non-talking, a week of this, or it can get really harsh. If you are able to confront them and not give them anything to fire back again and again and again, it'll take off. Because when people are triggered, it's just the cortisol. Cortisol can last for at least 15 minutes. If for 15 minutes you don't have a fight, if you don't fight back, if you don't say anything mean, and you just play the game of controlling yourself, not reacting, and doing everything right, the cortisol will dissolve, and all of a sudden all that anger goes away. You didn't trigger them. They were able to express it again and again and again, and you were able to confront it, listen to them, not judge, and just be them for them, support them, and all of a sudden they're I'm sorry, I was just I wasn't thinking, I was too emotional, and all of a sudden the person changes. They get back into their real self. They're not controlled by anything else again. They're not being channeled through. They dissolve that. They are not being controlled. They start being in control of themselves. They notice what happened. They know that it's been bad, and they acknowledge it themselves, and they say sorry. And it's all it takes. Of course, it's not as simple. It's not that easy and stuff. There are tons of variations of how it can go. It's just that what I've seen from my own experience with myself, with other people, with the sessions I've been giving, and it can go crazy. But the most important part is to be aware of ourselves, of how we react, and what we can do to not make it worse. If we can control of how we feel, confront their emotions, and just accept it and let it go, don't dwell on it, because every person tries to do the best no matter where they are in life. And even if they get mad and stuff, they're trying to do their best to survive and get through the situation. And if you can be there for them to support them and help them to get through it, even if they need to express it, if you can be there for that person, they will literally start appreciating you more. And I've seen it work for a lot of people. I've seen it work for myself. And just being in control of that, you can get a lot of wins. So That's my experience. It's like, just just a little touch on this huge topic. But yeah, feel free to share your experiences if you've had any kind of sexual dreams and you are aware it's okay, or where do you tell where it's like succubus and incubus? Where do you tell that you've been messed with? What kind of sensations have you had if you've had these experiences? And just share your thoughts, share your experience and stuff. And yeah, thank you for listening. It's a huge talk, long talk, but hopefully I've made sense and hopefully any of this will be useful to you. So thank you for listening and thank you for watching. And I look forward to making more videos, giving you any kind of value I can. And I'm just happy to share my thoughts and just talk about these topics. So we can expand more on any of these succubus and stuff because I go out of body and like have these experiences and I've seen them a lot. But for other videos. So if you have any interest, questions and stuff, leave the comments below. I look forward to talking to you, to covering more topics that you're interested in, answering questions and everything like that. So again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. You have a great day.